Welcome to our fourth episode of Make Dream Happen podcast. How are you today, Maddie?
Doing very well. How are you, Joseph?
I'm pretty good. It's Saturday. How was your week, by the way?
It's busy, but really good.
Oh, you are? Yeah.
Lots got done, so.
Yeah, mine was busy too. So, what do we have for today?
So first I want to thank everybody that's back with us and has been sending us feedback and letting us know what you think. We really appreciate it. Again, we're still playing with audio and backgrounds, and we're both brand new to this, so
Lightning.
so we appreciate your patience with that. Eventually we'll be Hollywood level, but right now we're not. But I wanted to talk about something today. I brought this up after our podcast last week, that I wanted to talk about anger and how that can affect relationships. It can hold you back, and I deal with this a lot. I get slighted and I have trouble letting it go, and then I'm mad at someone or something and I forget why I'm mad. I'm just mad. So I wanted to kind of talk about that, and I'd love some feedback on that. I'm sure other people deal with it as well.
Yeah, I think at one point of our life, everybody deal with anger. So, and me personally, I always try to be always like not to be angry with anybody. I'm kind of like more like chill
You are a
person.
lot
So but I've been in that situation that way. But I think it is you've been through this you have like more to talk and more like about. I think the way that I'm gonna do is I kinda gonna interview you and give
Okay.
you my
That's a
my,
good idea.
Yeah, give my my point of view. Is that a way to say it?
Yeah, that's
My
fine.
point of view? Yeah. Guys, I had an accent. Sometimes my English is not that fluent, but I'm trying.
Really well, so.
All right, perfect. So tell us about like in your life how the anger has been affecting your life, and also not just your personal life and also at work. How that been affecting you?
I have a memory in it. I think it was like fifth or sixth grade. We had to do this exercise. I don't even remember where it is. I can see myself in the room where we had to do it, but I didn't want to do this. I just was not interested. And I remember I was kind of in the corner in a round table, and being in that corner and just being furious that I was being forced to do this and against my own will. And it kind of it's lessened. I'm not as filled with rage, but it still flares that way, that anger. And it can be triggered by a whole bunch of stuff. Like I had a client that I had to meet with a couple weeks ago, and was trying to put out a fire for one thing, and I lost track of time, and I had told him I was going to meet him, I think it was at 1, and I didn't get there till 15 minutes later, and he was pretty furious, and rightfully so. You shouldn't be late if you're going to ask somebody to be there. So I tried to apologize twice. The first time he was like, you shouldn't make people wait, and I was like, yeah, I'm really sorry. And then we started talking again, and I said, we're going to be doing this. He goes, well, you have to understand other people have things to do. And as soon as he said that, I felt that like starting bubbling up, because I felt like I had apologized and like we were going to move forward. And then he said one more thing, and then I didn't want anything to do with him. Like the rage and the anger took over everything. I knew it was on my face. I knew it was in my body language towards him. And this is a client, and you're not. I mean, even if you're angry, you're supposed to smile with your eyes. I don't think I was doing that. So those are things like, and I was in the wrong. I was late, and I still got mad at him. So I don't know if that was just a manifestation of embarrassment, and that's why I had that reaction. But I don't know if other people have that, but it's quick with me.
Yeah, something that I have understanding and about this and about anger and be like the rage. You don't get upset or you with the person, you get upset with the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So and that's mostly what happened. So and when that you let that anger invite or say, but when you let it
Come in.
when you let the anger come into your to you, that affect you, and that's you letting the situation control
it physically
you.
affects you.
Yeah, affect you in the way you react and the way they and your body, and that is like letting the anger control you. So and it's kind of like letting somebody to take control of your own body, and you don't know what's gonna happen.
I mean, there are times when there's things that irritate me or make me angry that it takes me hours to let go, and it's small stuff. It's stuff that doesn't matter, and it takes me, half a day to just get it out of my head. Because when I think I'm not thinking about it, I'm thinking about it. All I have to do is mention it again, and it comes right back up. So I definitely have a problem with being able to just slough it off, and it has effects. I mean, within my family, there's there's some strife on some sides of the family, and then maybe a learned behavior. I don't know. On my mom's side of the family, there's cousins, nephews, sisters, aunts, and uncles that they'll say something to each other or not agree about something, be angry at each other. It will be years that they don't talk. They live around the corner from each other. They don't talk. And when you finally do get to it, they don't remember what they're angry about. They just know they're angry and they were right. And that whole time, every time one of them thinks of that other person, that anger creeps up. Well, that tells me that we've been holding on to this. We've been holding on to this anger for no reason. And at some point, it's sitting somewhere in your head, in your heart, in your body, somewhere that it's sitting there. So I think some of the stuff that I try to work on to let it go is say a little prayer to God and say, please let this go. And I have to forgive whatever I perceive they did to me. Because if I don't, it sticks with me. It doesn't bother them.
They don't know
that they're in my head right now.
Yeah, this is like letting another people how I say before, another people control you, and other people like be in your mind for free, because they don't know that you're still upset with them.
They don't care.
And they don't care. So and I think one of the good thing to do about it, like you say, let's like pray to God, be present, and also forgive them and forgive yourself.
You have to really forgive them, though. It can't be like, oh, I forgive them. It has to be, because you're letting it go is what you're doing. You're actually letting it go. You
Yeah.
And say, I don't want to carry this around. That's a decision. You physically make that decision. I don't want to carry this around anymore. You can still, it still has that twinge whenever something comes up, maybe, but you don't have that, like, anger, that fear, that thing that bubbles up, which is anger, but whatever that feeling, for me anyway, it feels like it's a presence. It sounds like the Hulk is going to come out or something. But it is something that I have dealt with my entire life, and as I get older, I recognize it a lot more, and I work hard to not internalize it. Obviously, if I brought that thing up the other day, I'm still internalizing that one. But I do try and get it out of my head, get it out of my body. I did see that guy about 4 days after that, and I said hello to him, and it was fine. But for those 4 days before that, I was like, and again, I was in the wrong.
And that I think that affect your daily life, because you with the anger and then you release the anger with another person, and that's awesome. Like it's kind of like it affects another person. So it's for the reason that you have to just let it go, and like it's that moment, like in that moment you were kind of upset. You should like just breathe and just go for a walk and put music, put your headphone and put music and let go, or try to think and good and positive thing, and something that makes you feel better, like music. Even like think in a baby laughing is something that it's gonna help you to settle and like to release that anger, or at least forget about that anger in the moment.
Yeah. I'm normally a pretty happy person.
Yeah, I know.
But when it hits, oof, it's bad. It changes my entire demeanor. You know, the way I walk, definitely the way I speak to people. You know, it's like you just gotta stay out of the way for a little while. And
yeah, and also there's like there's people there you can tell that they're always anger. Like they're always upset, and it's like kind of like they have the anger all the time.
We were talking about that this morning about someone we spent some time with recently that he comes across that I had just met him, and that was the impression I got from him is he's not happy and he's angry all the time. Just 20-minute conversation with him, that's what I was reading off of him. Like he doesn't have a lot of joy in his life because that's just sitting there. Whatever it is that's bothering him, it's just sitting there. That's sad that he doesn't know what it's like to just be light, and I that's the impression I got. Maybe I'm wrong, but
yeah, that's good that you said it. Like that the thing he doesn't know how to be light, because when you release those anger, it's kind of like you're like letting your baggage, like they're like holding you back, or like how to say, they're like stopping you to like move faster and to do things that you want to do,
to accomplish,
what you want to accomplish, because those baggage are heavy and they don't let you like go, like move forward in the way that you want. So, and when you release those anger, it's kind of like, I feel good.
And that's kind of where that little prayer, that, you know, physically say it. I forgive you. I forgive you for whatever I feel you did to me. And that typically will, for me, it's like, it's just it goes away. I don't tend to forget it, but I'm not angry about it. You know, I'll laugh about it then because I was being silly about it. But and I think sometimes that anger is it's cloaking fear. I think that happens a lot with me, where I'm either frustrated or fear of failure. It comes out as anger, you know, and maybe somebody's pushing, and I'm not ready to be pushed, so I turn around and lash out, and that's not anger really. It comes out as anger, but it's really either fear or frustration, and I am not doing a good job of vocalizing that or dealing with that, and it is something I have to work on regularly. I try.
Yeah, and how you do into like to work through that, and
it's just being aware that that's what it is. You know, stepping back and realize what is actually going on, and you know, what are the elements what are you actually angry about? Are you angry, or are you just frustrated or fearful of something, or those sorts of things? It's back. When you're in the moment, it's hard. But if you can step back and then realize what was really going on, and then when you feel yourself back into a situation like that, you don't have to. It doesn't have to control you. You've been there. You realize that. All right, we've done this before. It took up a lot of time. It actually really tired me out from carrying around all that anger and bag, and it was nonsense.
Yeah, now that you say, you know, you said that it is kind of like tired to be angry all the time. It's a lot of energy that you put into that feeling, and also energy that you put into the person. It's you to accept to a person. But in my case, how to say, I'm always try to be like pretty chill. I try to not get upset or like hold grudges. Is that a way to say in English?
Mm-hmm.
Grudges?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I try to not hold grudges. It doesn't matter, because I know that grudges, it won't affect the other person. It's gonna affect me personally. So besides, if you are upset with somebody that did some damage to you, and you're upset with that person, and you like every time you're like growing that anger, that feeling toward that person is
they're living their best life, and you're struggling with it.
They don't like they don't know that even that you're still upset with that person, but you internally you're suffering, you are upset, you don't can be you cannot see that person, and every time that you see that person you like cross the like speak back about them in your mind, and that affect you. It's like you say, you start feeling bubbled. And the one time that I feel in that way was like 2 years, exactly a year ago, and when I went through this situation at work. So after that happened, the day that happened to me, I wasn't upset. I just was just disappointed, and I was super disappointed on myself.
That was the day you went back to work.
No, that was the day that I had that situation at work, and I came to home, and I wasn't upset. I was just disappointed. But when I came back to work the next week, that's when I start feeling upset and anger. And when I saw that person, I feel something came to me.
You still have that feeling around that person.
I don't have it anymore. Honestly,
it's dismissive. I mean,
it's like kind of like I don't care. I don't care. I see the person, whatever. That doesn't affect me, because I won't let that person live in my mind for free, and I won't let that person affect my daily life and affect how I feel and affect who I am. But I was for the situation, and I was super upset, and I was like, and it was like exhausting to me, because every time
that's all you talk about.
is what you talk, your conversation is
That's all you
about
talk
it,
about.
it's everything about it, and you go to work and you go to your house and you feel exhausted about it, and you like still have that feeling that is like affecting you, and it's stopping you to achieve or accomplish what you like, because you had that feeling. In that, I always think that when a person is always angry or upset, it's because there's something that happened to that person before.
It's a bit defensive, maybe.
Yeah, I like a defensive mode. So, because something you can feel the energy from the people that are always like angry, and you see like, why does these people is like that? And before I remember that I just like I don't like that person, but now I understand that for every behavior there's a reason. And when I know or meet people that are kind of like that, I try to say, yeah, maybe this person is carrying this anger because something happened to them, or they haven't resolved a circumstance that had happened to them before.
And they may not be able to resolve it, and that's part of the problem.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it's for a reason that I asked you before, what are you doing to like try to not be upset super easy, or like don't have like that anger in you?
Sometimes it's just, with me, sometimes I just have to let it, I guess the best word I can think of is to just simmer in there and realize what it's doing. Like, exactly, noticing that I'm carrying it around and for no reason. Okay, you were hurt by it, so get over it. You know, you can be hurt and still move ahead. Didn't chop your arms off, didn't chop your head off. You know, you're spending a lot of time, whether, you know, you drive by the place where it happened, you get mad, or, you know, music, whatever it is, you know. Those are things that are a bit childish, actually, that I really do need to work on. I mean, I'm an older gentleman at this point, but you know, sometimes I act like I'm 12.
You are experienced.
Yeah, that's a good word.
You are experienced.
Exactly. So, it's just me being aware of it, and you know, that's a bit like, I know, because I'll be tired, and I'll carry it in my back and in my shoulders, that frustration, anger, and in my face usually too. Like, you'll know if I'm like, you're in trouble.
you're in trouble. But yeah, it's like that affect your whole body.
It does, all
affect
day.
everything, your whole day. So it's for the reason that I always try to get upset or like
You're really good at it.
yeah, and I try to like always like I won't let that affect me, and I won't let that affect my day or affect my well being. So is that person like did something to me? I always say it's on them. It's on them, not on me.
And where I want to fight with them.
And yeah,
I want to argue.
Yeah, and I don't let those like negative energy like absorb me, and like because I always try to be positive. It's hard.
It is.
It's hard. It's like something that we have to work every day, like to try to be positive and like to not be upset for like silly things. Because there are people that I know that they get upset for like silly things.
Yeah, I remember I was probably 7 or 8 years old, and my best friend Ron, we were at his house, and the kid across the street, we were either best friends with this kid or we were mortal enemies, and that day we were mortal enemies. So whatever was going on, I don't know. He lived right across the street from Ron, so I think he got thrown out of the fort for some reason. We had a fort in the back, and whatever he had said. And we went in, and Ron and I were complaining, and his mom was there, and she said, you boys are being a little sensitive, and you need to be forgiving. And this was a very, very sweet woman. I don't think she ever said anything mean about anyone. It was very funny too. But it always resonated with me that try and be nice to folks. It's not always easy. But like I said, we were back and forth with that kid across the street. Some days he was our best friend. Sometimes he was just tough. But that always stuck with me, that she was like, be kind to people, and it helped that day to like not feel anger towards him. So I wish I was better at doing that, because I'm not as good as I probably should be about just being nice to people. Let it go.
Yeah, something just to say hi to a person that you don't know is like maybe that hi or hello.
I am better at seeing somebody that's struggling and just in my head wishing them positive feedback than I am my own self letting go of that stuff. I can see it in other people, and I can kind of send them good vibes, or help them out, send a prayer for them. But for my own self, it's hard for me to like.
Yeah, but why? Why do you think is that is hard for yourself?
I think I am petty. I get in my own feelings, and I think I'm right, and I shouldn't have been treated that way, and it's little stuff usually. It's a slight.
It's what we were saying before. So it's something that you're carrying with you from the past, or from something that happened before.
Possibly could be. And I think about it sometimes. Like, I know this is a fact. I'm one of 7 kids, and anybody that comes from a large family knows you're always fighting to have some sort of recognition. I mean, you've only got 2 parents and 7 kids, so. Sometimes if I feel, and I think this is definitely from my childhood, if I feel like I'm being ignored, or it's hard to get someone's attention, or I think that tends to bring a little bit of it up. So if it's something that is, I don't want to say it this way, but it is this. It's if I'm not getting the attention I think I deserve, then that makes me sound a little jaded and princess-like, but it's not. I'm having trouble explaining how I feel, but that's kind of the thing. Is I feel like I deserve this, and you're not giving it to me, and then it pops up as anger. So, and it can be small stuff. Sometimes it'll happen at work where we're talking about doing something, and I know my situation is the best one to go with, and nobody listens to it, and then they go and do the thing, and they're like, oh, we should have done what Matt said. I get mad at that stuff.
No, but
we wouldn't have had to go down this road.
Yeah, but you had to see the positive way to that. Like now they're gonna do it, and now things gonna get better,
Oh,
and
yeah.
we learn from that. That's good.
But like I said, it's easier for me to see it in other people than to address it in myself.
Yeah, it's something that I think we had to work as as an individual. This is something that you're struggling. Yeah, like try to focus in you and try to like get better with yourself and start one a good team. Something that you can do get better in that is like kind of like talk talk to yourself like, in a good way. Like say you deserve it. I'm wonderful. I know that I can go past through this and I can do better today, and today is gonna be a better day. Those kind of things help sometimes. I think sometimes I they help.
I also just get into my own head and talk to myself and be like, Matt, this is not a big thing. You need to let it go. Just calm down. And most of the time, the stuff that I take as a slight, most people don't mean it as a slight. So I've taken it and amplified it to something it's not.
Yeah.
So just getting in my own head and being like, calm down, stop being, petty, and it's my own like little. I gotta work on it.
Yeah, that's funny you said that. We overthink something. We as a human we create our own movie, and we start getting upset for something that hasn't happened and probably won't happen. But we start overthinking. Oh, it's gonna happen, and then I'm gonna say with that person, and then you start feeling upset or like feeling that like wretch for something that hasn't happened and probably won't happen. And when it happens, is because you are the one who is attracting that, and because you don't want to be wrong, you make that thing happen because you want to be right. And then you say, oh, well, and then you said, why this happened to me? Why this happened to me? Why this came?
Why did this happen to me? You created.
You created. So because we are the creator of our own life. So and every time when you like go to the street and you're upset and you're carrying with you the anger, get what? The universe is gonna bring you more of that anger because that's the energy you like.
And it could be in this, but you leave the house or whatever, and you're irritated, and then you're driving. I always use this analogy, but somebody isn't driving fast enough, so that person is going to get some of your rage, even though they're just living their life, listening to whoever they're listening to, talking to their kids, because they're not moving the way you want them to move. Get angry at them. So it definitely, it just keeps radiating out. It gets worse. You can be out in public and someone's cart's in the way. They didn't put the cart away. Or they too close to my car. Stupid. Like the thing that irritated you before, now everything is irritating you because you cannot get rid of it. You won't let it go. So now you're exactly that, pulling all this stuff in like this storm.
Yeah, it's kind of like the universe.
Grumpiness.
It's kind of like the universe. Okay, you want this? I'm gonna give you more of that.
Exactly.
So for a reason that we need to be aware, like, and try to be always like see things in different perspective, and always try like something good for those things. And is that anger that you're carrying is like very strong or super heavy? Probably you can like go and find like a therapist that can help you with that. But you can start with like meditating. You can start like listen to yourself, be quiet. If you don't like meditation, you just like can sit in your couch or in your bed and be quiet and like for a moment and think what is the thing that is making you feel in that way. And I think it does something that is good. Yeah, like I said before, I every morning when I wake up, when I get up, I say, thank God for this new day. I surrender my desire. I surrender my day to you, and I hope that everything goes well. And sometimes if something doesn't go in the way that you want, it's because maybe God is like testing you or like trying to say, hey, but to the end is you see it like in a good way, you won't even realize that you don't like is happening to you, or it's gonna be like it's gonna go away super quick. But if you focus and you're excited and you like start like yelling at yourself and you start cursing people, guess that's gonna you're gonna bring more of that, and that person that
That's
you
putting God on hold. I gotta take care of
yeah.
this.
So and then yeah, God and the universe is gonna say, okay, this person that you don't like, it's gonna be in your way too.
I'm gonna let you get through this.
Just like it's funny because when I was in high school, no, it was in high school. I was in college. I had this friend that she I don't know for some reason she didn't like this girl, and when we were in college. So this girl was like, she was in another career. So, but sometimes we had to like, cause they take similar classes, and we were, and this girl came to the same class that we were. I was like, oh my God, this is this girl again. And then we went to another class and the girl was there over there. Oh, you hate this girl. She's everywhere. She's even this in the soup. I see it. Yes, because she was attracted here with her talk, because she was always thinking about her every time that she said, "Oh my God, look at her." so and every time that we go into another class, she was there. Or we were and when we went to when we were in the like in the I don't know how you say
The
here.
campus?
No, yeah, not in the campus where you
Cafeteria?
the cafeteria. She was there too, and and the boss, she was there too, and I was like, oh yeah, I can't stand her, but and I was like, at that time I didn't know about the law of the attraction. I didn't know about mindset, and I didn't know. It's for a reason that I was like, I was always yelling. I was like, oh my God. But now I understand that she was like, she was
bringing her towards her.
Yeah, because she was always upset with her, and I never understood why. And she was always like crossing it, and then this lady, I think she didn't even know her. She didn't even know who she was. So that was
Jeez Louise.
Exactly. So it's those things that we create in our mind that make us also like create situations that we say, oh, I didn't want that, but unconsciously
You did everything to bring it to yourself.
Exactly.
Exactly. Well, I'm not angry anymore, so I'm good. You got anything else you want to talk about with the people?
That's good. That's good that you. I'm pretty glad that you're trying to work in that and always try to be like positive and see things in different way. I'm super happy, and also I don't deal with that a lot, but I get upset sometimes. And when I get upset, I try to like, please don't this ruin my day. Please, I don't want to like this person live rent free in my head.
And I need to get closer to that.
Yeah, so I just like want to tell people, remember that you decide how your life is gonna be.
Exactly.
You create your life, and the way that you think that you take thing or you see thing is the way that it's gonna be your life.
And I thought this would be an important topic for us to discuss. Just I know a lot of people probably deal with this, and love to hear from anyone that's had similar experiences and what they do to kind of shed that anger and make themselves feel better. Maybe I can use some of that.
yeah. We something that I would say we like you can learn from everybody.
Yeah.
Every day we're learning something. For the circumstance, or from another people, or from the TV, from podcasts, you're learning. So it's like you say, is you want to leave some comment or give her like an advice how to also deal with anger, or how to deal when you're super upset and you cannot like leave that pass.
Just as we're kind of wrapping this up, we have a couple of things planned. We're not sure how we're going to do this, but we have a friend of mine. She's from Ecuador, and she's lived here a long time. And we wanted to have a conversation with her about the Latino our Latino experience as an American and not as a native born. And then we also have another lady that we're going to talk to that is a therapist, and we're going to have some conversations with her about probably healing and some exercises we can all do. So
Awesome.
we're looking forward to having both of them. We're working on getting it organized, and should be shortly. Couple episodes from now, we'll be introducing them. So we're working on things, like I said, trying to get things better. Hopefully you guys enjoy this because we really like doing it.
I really like it. So, and yeah, we next episode we're gonna have a special guest here with us. He's a physique coach. We're gonna be talking about how he helped people and how was his journey, and now that he's a life coach. And yeah, we're super excited. And how to say, we're working, and every time that we're gonna record an episode, we're trying to figure it out, where we're gonna record, what we have to move, where we have to
It's fun.
It's really fun. So and I'm super happy. And don't forget to subscribe,
Hit that like button.
hit that like button too, and
leave some comments.
And share with your friends if you like this episode. Share with your friend, and also you can follow me on Facebook as a Joseph Diaz, or Instagram Joseph Diaz official. So, and if you know somebody that will need help with coaching or mindset coaching, just
reach
out to me too. But thank you guys again, thank you, Matthew.
Thank you. Look forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah, we're gonna see you next week, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.